tonight for at least 2.
I gotta go through 3 and 4.
Yep,
Feel free to start here.
started.
Hopefully you didn't start before my discussion about chainsaw grips, otherwise our channel is
didn't.
gone.
I didn't. Let me make sure with Teddy, I guess. Then we'll do the um, then we'll do the other DLC mission.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
Get out of the way.
For you?
Heh.
Of course. I can't tell you how much what you said means to me. But I understand
That-
if you need to find something, someone else. Not that I'm complaining if you're still interested. Are you still interested?
I don't want to risk your health, but I'm willing to wait.
Thank you. I want you to see what's under this damn helmet. I need to feel your skin against mine, to share myself with you before we fly off into the final battle. I'll find a way.
Okay, so yeah, she's ready.
Yeah, that doesn't sound creepy. That actually leads to problems itself, yeah?
Oh?
Well, remember, one of the big outrages of Mass Effect 3 was that she was going to finally be revealed. According to that, she reveals herself in this one. You just don't get to see it, the player.
Basically.
Which, by the way, also kind of shows they had no real intention for it to be anything special. They were just placeholder models underneath that with fucking human heads so that you knew something was even there. The fact that you could literally see it in the original version. It's not even a thing like, oh, they fixed a few things and now you can see the humanoid heads in the Legendary Edition. You should go back and check Mass Effect 2. Normal. You can see her head shape in that game. The fact that you guys seriously thought that they were going to do something fucking impressive, it genuinely shows people weren't paying attention.
Yeah. Well, we've already proven that a bunch of times.
And yes, I'm in agreement that even a Cthulhu head would have looked better.
They've seen us.
Well, they are a fucking animal.
Baron. The Batarians must send their prisoners down here to die. I have to find Dr. Kenson now.
I like how it's, whenever you see Varen, they automatically assume it must be connected to the Batarians.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hell, the Krogan had them.
Batarians must be here. Yeah, but they didn't say anything at that time. But in each one of the times in which they've spoken about them,
This place is run
it's
down,
around Batarians.
even for a prison.
Your smackdown doesn't do any damage.
No,
seems
it
to do more
doesn't.
damage when you pick them up.
Get your hands
The
off.
pickup seems to do all the damage, and then you just smack them down and it just does nothing. You forgot that you had to go through the puzzle and do all the multiple different ones, didn't you?
Not too much.
Oh, I hate valve puzzles.
They wanted to slam an asteroid into the mass relay. Can they even do that? What difference does it make? We fought. They still got it down in the prison. I'd just kill her. Interrogating a human's a waste of time.
Keep in mind that the paragon option is warning these guys that you're about to do something horrible.
Yeah.
Keep in mind as well that there's actually no way for them to know that this was caused by humanity at all if you destroy that relay, unless you warn them.
Basically, huh?
While the game tries to play it off as though there's going to be some political backlash and they're going to have to take care of it, think about it. Everyone thinks the mass relays are fucking invincible. So one of them suddenly exploding, you're going to really blame one of the most low-tech individual groups in the universe to have gained space travel? Really?
Yep.
The fucking Asari, the Turians, all those guys couldn't fucking do it, but apparently the fucking knuckle draggers who just made their way into space travel, they're the ones who figured out how to blow those fuckers up.
Of course. I thought there was another path. I could have sworn there was.
Point is, the political backlash very much relies on the idea that you're basically saying humans are fucking the most intelligent race in the universe.
Yeah. That's the way. And I'm lost.
Humans, everyone! They're the only race that's figured out how to destroy the relays, and they can't even figure out basic navigation. We're just gonna start whistling in a moment. There's just gonna be a line going to it. Oh yeah, I think you found it.
Yeah.
Destroy. Those humans will do anything to destroy us, I swear. We have to make this one an example to the others. We can't respond kindly to terrorism.
Those humans will do anything to destroy us. Apparently even breaking the laws of physics itself. Just don't walk in front of their visor again, Kit.
Yeah.
You're literally about to run in front of their visor again, aren't you?
That way, you mean?
I tell you not to, and you literally looked that direction, so it really did seem like you were literally about to do it again.
That would suck. Yeah.
And I guess this is actually your ship that they just apparently took, painted up real fucking quick, and brought back. Because it's the one you leave with.
Kind of seems like, huh?
Let's also not question how it is that they don't think that there's some kind of suspicious goings on, that they've just found a ship randomly around fresh. And they were able to take it, and no one's going to question it.
Exactly.
If she doesn't talk, kill her.
Kill her. Do it. Why you do that, Kit? Sorry.
You're wasting time. The Reapers are coming.
The Reapers are the humans still won't tell us where their base is.
Every moment you keep me here brings them closer.
I find that funny. They didn't even, the guy inside the room didn't even notice.
Yeah, well, sometimes it has the whole two-way mirror, or one-way mirror type shit, so.
Let's see if it'll let me see that.
What are you doing?
Dr. Kenson, I'm Commander Shepard. I'm here to get you out.
This is my favorite prison in the universe.
They tell you we're alive. Hack Kit must have received my message.
We're not safe here. Can you walk?
I like how everyone can just break out of all these fucking holding cells real
Just give me a
easily.
moment.
That is true. I mean, Jacket makes sense because of her power and everything. But that she's been tortured probably for quite some time, and she snaps it open instantly with no problem.
We also discussed that Jack doesn't use her power to escape.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not two-way.
Nope.
It's just a fucking pane of glass.
Yep.
But
So
Jack wasn't using her power to escape either. She just breaks out of him. This person just breaks out of him. You can tell they broke out of him and they weren't released for the simple fact they strain and rip their arms out.
yeah.
If they were released, the things would have snapped open and then they could have just let their arms out. The same with their necks. They have to grab and rip. That means that they're being still held in there. At the same time, fucking zip ties would have been more effective. Oh no, I'm blind.
I swear those things are like just like a spark going off on the other side of a long ass hallway. It's like you know, it's like, oh, it's probably gonna sting if I go that way, but meh. I'm just gonna stay back here and wait for a few minutes. Ow. Who shot me in the ass? Oh no, I've been blinded.
They know we're here. Keep them off me while I hack us a way out.
Suppress the teams to cell block now.
Oh shit. Damn it.
I sent you a nice little video. You totally want this in your video.
They know we're here. Keep them off me while I hack us a way out.
Suppress the teams to cell block now.
And yes, I did notice that you died. How are you ever expected to beat the game on its hardest difficulty, Kit? You can't even beat it without dying on normal. Are those even Batarians anymore? That sure doesn't look like a Batarian with that helmet.
Yeah, they're weird. I know, right? They look more human than they do Batarian.
Aha! This is an inside job. Batarians are just humans with extra eyes.
Yeah. I thought we could close that shelter.
This isn't Battlefield 4, Kit. You can't interact with buttons in this game. That's the thing in Battlefield 4. I mean, the game's old as fuck, but you should probably know this by now. You can even use elevators in it. Have you heard of that? You can also throw a grenade down and kill your entire team. Have you heard of that?
Peepa, where are you? Okay. So get
I
down
looked
from
at
there.
him, he looked at me. I looked at him. He looked at me.
It's like, it's like I'm being super stealthy.
I have learned to move so incredibly slow that I become imperceptible by your vision.
I'm knocking all doors to the house. Still need more time.
No. How are you ever going to beat this game on hard mode, Kit? You look how silly you are. You can't even fight an enemy right in front of you. You just have to run for cover all the time.
Yeah.
You won't be able to handle this game on a hard difficulty.
More enemies on the elevators.
How great, more elevator enemies. You got them to throw a grenade early. Admit they have a nice effect for the actual flashbangs when it hits you, having the stuff kind of after image on your screen for a moment.
Yeah, I do have to agree with that. The after image is kind of
That's something most games don't really put that much effort into. It's just a big blinding white screen. And while the big blinding white screen makes it more effective, and I'm not really sure accurate. It's not like I've ever been fucking blinded by a flashbang. I have shot myself in the face with plenty of flashlights, though. Usually there's some kind of delay to your vision coming back, kind of like an after image effect, so I'll hand it to him for that. It's very ineffective, but it looks like you were flashed in the face with a flashlight for a second. You survived so long. Disappointing. It is probably a really good thing for you that they didn't give them better grenades to use other than flashbangs.
That's true.
Can you imagine how annoying it'd be if you had to deal with the firestorm grenades yourself?
Yeah, probably quite a bit.
Oh, my cover just became ignited. I'm on fire. My health is dropping quickly.
I appear to be on fire.
Leave that to me.
I'll shut him down. Ha! It's too hot.
Okay, so I did have to fight him. I was wondering on that on the first time if I had to take him out or not.
Applying cryogenics.
There we go. That's gotta kind of suck for those ships right there if you're pulling out of your garage. All of a sudden you leave marks right flying back of pure flames.
We should be
I was like, oh crap, I set my garage on fire again. Damn it!
Do you think they'll come after you?
They'd obviously be made out of concrete.
It'd have to
Battalions
be.
don't take kindly to humans who plan to destroy their mass relays.
So the charges against you are true.
Well, to be fair, that's about half the story. My people and I were here investigating rumors of Reaper technology out in the fringes of this system.
I guess you found some.
Again,
We found
Furs
proof that the
supposedly
Reapers
do
will
such a
arrive
fantastic
in
job to
When
make
they get
sure
here,
that none of them
they'll
is
use its
found,
mass relay
and
to
successfully
travel
did
throughout
so
the
for
galaxy.
well over
Of course,
50,000
Alpha
years.
relay.
Yep,
From
but
here,
now they're
the
suddenly
Reapers
getting
can
found.
invade anywhere in the galaxy.
Yep,
So you decided
all
to
over the
destroy
place,
it.
in fact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doing that would stop the Reapers' invasion. Even at FTL speed,
And also,
it
the
would
Reapers
not
are invading
succeed
now
to
anyway,
the
even
next
though they
relay.
should be dormant
We
and
came up
sleeping
with what
still.
we just called the project.
Yeah.
A plan to launch a nearby asteroid into the relay and destroy it before the Reapers could arrive. Of course, the resulting explosion would probably wipe out the system.
Why do you think destroying the mass relay would destroy the entire system?
Mass relays are the most powerful Mass Effect engines in the known galaxy. The energy released from a relay's destruction would probably resemble a supernova. This is a remote system, but just over 300,000 Batarians live on the colony where they held us. The explosion would undoubtedly kill them all.
How did you plan to launch an asteroid into a mass relay?
Moving an asteroid just requires thrust and guidance, which are readily available in Omega's salvage yards. Get the right amount of power and a good VI to drive it, and you can pretty much just point and shoot.
It's like, I mean, I understand it
I've
takes
always heard
time
mass
for
relays
the
are
thing to
indestructible.
happen, but still.
I've heard that too. But I think
Shepard's
it's
been
more
all
that
around
nobody's
this
willing to
place,
find out what
been
happens
all
when
around
one
the
is
meteor and
destroyed.
everything.
And
He's been around so
Keep
many
in mind as
artifacts.
well, it
plan to
happened.
slam a small
It
planet
also
and bring it
happens
very
the
rapidly.
close to
By
your
our
artist stuff.
calculations,
Remember,
that's
we
more
know
than
from the
enough.
matriarch that hers happened basically instantly because she basically touched foot on Sovereign.
Is the
Yeah.
project
Whereas
still
we
in
know
operation?
that it took longer because they just happened to be close to Sovereign at the base on, I think, Ilos. No, Ilos is the place where the fight
How were you-
ended.
They at
long
least had
last.
something. They at least had the stuff transmitting to it and everything to be able to do stuff with it.
But point is, though, that they have a literal Reaper right there, and they've all been well exposed to it, and it's well close enough to have an effect on you.
I still don't see how you'll
Yeah,
live up to
simply
supposed
put,
invasion.
this ironically kind of disputes the indoctrination theory itself as well. You know, everyone tries to make that theory make sense. Yeah, if that's the case, game one, Shepard was already fucked.
Basically, huh?
So the indoctrination theory doesn't work for game 3.
The
Yeah.
stakes are too high. If you were willing to destroy a whole system over this, I want to see your proof.
I guess I can't argue with that. Give me a moment. Kenson to Project Base. Affirmative. And I've got Commander Shepard with me. Tidy up the lab. The commander needs to confirm the artifact.
But yeah, that being the case, it kind of makes it obvious that the indoctrination theory can't work, and you're just magically immune to the fucking thing. That's the simple truth.
Basically, he must be.
There is no explanation for why you'd be immune. There's no one else in the universe immune.
Maybe that's the
idea that
reason
it's
why the collectors want you. They want your body so they can make sure that nobody else will be immune later on.
The problem is we also never hear about anyone else being immune throughout the entire galaxy, throughout any of the games, throughout any historical evidence. You are as, if you are immune, you are as lucky as Dream's cheated speedrun.
Here we are. Welcome to Project Base.
What's this?
That's
Right?
a
That's
countdown to
maybe
arrival.
that's the reason
That
why
gets
they
to
want
0.
you. They want your body when you're at the very
Just over 2
very
days
beginning.
and counting.
It's because they
I'm
want to make
calling
sure.
bullshit because it makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree too.
You're saying the Reapers could be at Earth in 2 days?
Out of what
There's no
had
time
to
to
have
waste.
been millions of
Then let's
years
show you
of
that
the Reapers
proof.
doing this,
That door
as we know
exits
from
the
the
hangar.
Keepers,
The
the
artifact is
Collectors,
in our
that's
central lab
if we
area.
estimate that there's about a 50,000 year gap between each one of them, which makes sense because we
Go
have
through
the,
the door
the
at the end of
Keepers
that corridor
and
to
the
the left.
Collectors, the Protheans, two Collectors kind of shit. It's 50,000 years, and now they're
So
trying to
what would
come
it take
back,
to get the
correct?
project back
Correct.
up and running?
Yeah, so we can estimate that it's about 50,000 years between each one of their attacks, even though we already know it's supposed to be whenever someone activates the relay. That being the case,
The Reapers
we
will
can
reach the
estimate that it's
system
been at least
regardless.
100,000 years if we just
Relay is
assume
their
that the
shortcut
Keepers
to
were the
rest of
very
galaxy.
first
If you want to
ones.
keep the Reapers at bay, this relay must
That
be
would mean
destroyed.
100,000 years they've been doing this with what would have to be quintillion upon quintillion upon quintillions of people.
Yeah,
1 sec.
and
Let
we're
me-
And
the
not a
fir-
single one except you is immune to them.
Yeah,
Commander Shepard, I give you object.
It's not even a statistical impossibility. It is literally an impossibility.
Out in the open?
When we found it, it showed me a vision of the Reaper's arrival.
Kenson, this is not good.
Give it a moment, Shepard. It'll give you the proof you need.
it's like give it a moment. It'll give you it'll indoctrinate
is
you in
n-
a second.
This is a Reaper artifact? Yes, it is. This isn't good. Oh, don't worry. The best part's coming. Oh, yeah, I should get closer to this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you just got zapped by the fucking thing. You have absolutely no reason to not be
Exactly.
indoctrinated now. And if they want you alive, why is she about to threaten to try and kill you because you're going to try and stop it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they wouldn't be shooting at you and trying to kill you if they needed you alive, or... Well, I guess technically they don't need you alive, they just need your body. And also, I like how you still fail to hit someone who is very obviously slow walking away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire setup for the Reapers in this shit doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
And you're dead. How are... Okay, right. That was a
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah, I think
At
I
the same
lasted
time-
longer on the on intensity. How
You
funny is
did.
that? How funny
You
is
did.
that?
As I said, Kit, there's a instance of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We want Shepard alive.
Okay, no, she specifically wants you alive, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to kill you doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Like Shepard was waking up a moment ago. But it could be a glitch in the system.
Glad no one actually pays attention to your body.
I know, right?
No glitch. The sedatives aren't working. Security!
Now that one tried to take a shot at you too.
Yeah, I also noticed how apparently that one shooting at you missed that close to range when you had to stop in place to punch his friend out.
Yeah.
Step away from the terminal. Security, I need backup in the med bay. Engaging security.
We're just gonna ignore how the Paragon has taken over a robot and just started murdering people.
Yep.
But yeah, no matter what they try and say for different incentives here, they really have not actually given a concrete reason for any of the bullshit. Reapers are apparently taking humans to turn them into basically muck, so that they can then take that muck and put it into another Reaper, which apparently is supposed to make a human Reaper. This could maybe be said that's what they do with all the different things, in which case their reproductive cycle is melting their races down into a goop and putting them inside a Reaper.
I have to get this
That then
android moving to get
questions
the hell
where
out
the
of
To
Protheans
sort of
and others
merge
went
the
to.
two. Well, the
Right,
Protheans, they
because-
couldn't do it apparently somehow for some reason.
Supposedly they couldn't. That's the
Yeah.
only excuse we can make as to possibly why it is that the Protheans became the Collectors. If that's the case, though, that causes more problems because, as I said before,
The
they
gene,
could apparently
yeah.
change the genetics of a being into other things, but apparently couldn't make them genetically viable.
Nope, apparently not.
And from what we see, that quote human Reaper looks a lot more like a Prothean Reaper that just happens to have some humanoid features to part of its face, implying that it would be a mixture of the two, which at most would imply they needed different organics to make the Prothean DNA work. If that's the case, then they should have done it with all those other types of alien races they would have been getting rid of, because I doubt the Protheans were the only fucking race in the universe at that time.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm pretty sure the Prothean VI even mentioned how they were trying to warn other races too.
Oh, the funny thought right there just came to mind. It's like, since we say it looks like a Prothean or and such right there, maybe it is the Prothean one, but they couldn't do it, so and they just kept it back, being like, we don't want to waste this. We'll just hold on to it and see and wait until the next one.
Well, that
Right? Waste not,
that
waste
would lead
not.
to problems. That would lead to problems, though, because then that would mean that the Protheans, supposedly a race that was all over the galaxy, didn't create enough muck to be able to be made into one.
Yeah.
So why would they have saved some of them to turn them into the Collectors? Because they would have realized they ran out of them before they had enough left to create the creators, correct?
Well, what I'm
The
meaning is
Collectors?
like they found out that that the DNA couldn't work together with the machine and such. So they're like, oh, we have all these right there. Let's make them into Collectors. But as for the giant Reaper skin, we could always wait until the next race comes, until the next harvest comes, and slap them in this. We just gotta
That still
modify
seems-
the face a little bit here and there, maybe, and yeah.
That still seems like an assball.
Oh, it's
Then again,
more,
the
it's more
entire
than
story is an
definitely an
assball at
asshole.
this point.
It's more than definitely an asshole. I'm just.
At this point, the Mass Effect ass is just silly putty.
Eh.
Of
That
course,
ditto
you
ass.
had to kill him too.
It's a ditto ass.
He was such a good team. Tiro was such a nice guy, and once again, you slaughtered him.
Yes.
And yes, Mass Effect's ass is just a ditto. Its ass face is so stretched at this point, it doesn't even have the face part.
Yeah.
Mass Effect just has a wacky taffy ass.
That is still entertaining to do.
Game's off today. Really off. What game were you playing before this?
Odyssey. Mario Odyssey.
Ah. They're doing some trick shots now.
They are, aren't they?
Still not nearly as accurate as the AI in Battlefield 4's campaign, though.
Fuck no.
You won't get through here, Shepard.
That was genuinely awful, the amount of fucking flashbangs they put in that fucking thing.
Flashbangs
feet,
and regular
flashbangs.
grenades.
Go 5 feet, flashbanged. Turn around, flashbanged. See an enemy in front of you who just entered the screen, flashbanged.
It's like, god damn it.
The longer we're here, the more I'm convinced that the project must be stopped. We simply don't know enough about what the Reapers want.
Tell you what, online getting flashbanged is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, think about it. You have just turned to where all you can see is a white screen.
Yeah.
That caused by enemies. In a game where you die in like 5 seconds, well, less than 5 seconds of people shoot at you.
That's true.
The lack of sight is genuinely a problem in that game when that's the case. Not as much of
Look
a
at that.
problem
It
when
was
you got an
still
LMG,
pretty
though.
close, and it was still pretty much in my view. Everything, and it still didn't do jack shit.
Yeah. I have to wonder, though, what logic is it to use flashbangs in a third-person shooter? But think about it. It's trying to flashbang you, the player, not your
Yeah.
character. So, simply put, how would...
Yeah, you could
the best I
have.
can figure is that it would, in a, quote, realistic scenario, it would make it so your character's accuracy is shot right to shit for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Not actually flashing you and making it hard to see because, well, you're not in the game. Yeah, first-person shooter, it makes some sense because first-person shooter. But in a third-person shooter, your character might be behind cover, so it makes no sense for him to be flashed.
Yeah.
See, like right there, you were definitely behind cover. Well, you weren't my target, but it's fine.
Oh, hello.
Of course, you're going to kill Perot again.
Heh.
He's just doing his job. It's not his fault that he became a Reaper conduit. Another question I have is why aren't the Reapers taking any of these people over? And I don't mean like indoctrinating. I understand that they did get taken over.
Yeah,
now.
you
I'm
mean like
talking
the assuming control
assuming
that
direct
does.
control.
Yeah. I don't know.
Resulted in estimated 305,000 casualties. Do you wish to continue?
That's not 305,000 casualties. That's 304,942 casualties. It's a different number.
Yeah.
Project activation in progress. Warning. Collision with mass relay is imminent. Begin evacuation procedures.
Alert. All colonists living in the Bahak system. This is...
Shepard, no! Do you have any idea what you've done? You leave me no choice. If we can't
Oh, check it out. She still does the exact same thing.
Tell me
Yep.
where to find Dr. Amanda Kenson.
Dr. Kenson is traveling to the reactor.
Yep, she interrupts you before you could even bother calling.
Meltdown should do it. Because of you, everyone on this rock will be obliterated.
Not if I get to you first.
No, everyone on this rock will still be obliterated.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it really matters too much. I mean, I don't think they could evacuate the system that fast either.
No, they could. That's part of the point here. Is they literally do not have a way of being able to survive this anyway, and
Yeah,
that's
this is-
part of why. Yeah,
It's-
that's part of why the whole situation doesn't really make sense in regards to the Paragon versus Renegade options.
Yeah. To this is just basically him going, it's like, yeah, I want a little easy on my conscience.
Don't try to stop me.
And it's like, it's not going to do jack shit because maybe only a few might get through through
I've
it
already
who have
activated
personal
the
ships,
We can still escape this rock.
but everybody else is
And most
fucked.
of them are. And most of them are going to be really angry over the fact
There
that
is no
you've
escape.
basically had a human decided to do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, also the whole knowing your death before it happens over not knowing.
Damn it, Kenson.
True, it was
That's
more.
a philosophical debate.
True, this would probably be a quick super death, but still.
We've been spotted.
Shepard is trapped. Keep him in there.
I was like that. And I was like, he's trapped. Keep him in there. It's like,
Core temperature.
okay, yeah, by 2 people. And let's not guard the switch too much, with only a few people here to guard it.
How do I stabilize the reactor core?
All automatic safety protocols have been overwritten. To stabilize the reactor core, manually insert coolant rod A from this control station.
You know, another question is, shouldn't the VI be also maybe a little bit corrupted?
Doing so will stabilize the reactor core.
We don't actually know, because VI are not exactly sentient, from what I'm understanding. But AI apparently is, even though they're not exactly.
I mean,
And-
if it can hack a geth, it can hack. It should be able to do that too, with the VI.
I understand that, but it's really questionable what the fuck is even going on with the Geth. Because it seems as though the hacking attempt on them was manually done. Like, it wasn't the situation of the Reapers affecting their brains or their networking to do that. It seems as though someone uploaded a virus to them.
Yeah.
Which would technically mean, weirdly enough and stupidly enough, the one thing that the Reapers work off, sentient technology, is the only thing immune to them. Isn't that an interesting thought?
Yeah.
Because if they had to make an actual virus to affect the Geth, that would mean that the Geth are actually immune to the Reaper's influence.
Yeah. And they're just doing that just because they do see it as a literal god and everything.
Well, if they hacked into them to make them interpret them as gods, then that would mean that their influence doesn't work on them, so their only option was to make it seem as though they were gods to basically tribals.
Yeah.
They Eldorado'd that shit. But that being the case, it would technically mean that technology isn't affected by Reapers, only organic life. You know, the one thing that Reapers apparently aren't, supposedly, even though we now have from this game that they are not wholly synthetic, they are in fact made up by people being... That person went through the floor.
I.e., basically they're a combination of human and tech. They're living
According
androids.
to this game,
They're
even
perfect
though...
androids.
According to this game, even though the first game contradicts that, but you know, herder, change the lore because that's how that works.
I can't move. I'm stuck. What the fuck?
Let's see how long it takes your opponent
Oh
to
my
figure this
God.
out.
Oh, screw. We're screwed.
This gives you a nice opportunity to show just how shitty they actually are.
The hell?
He'll never come up to you, Kit.
I know.
And your head is very much exposed.
It is, isn't it?
He's not even fucking aiming for your head.
That sucks. Okay, it looks like I'm...
Pretty close, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm right where that first this first switch was. Okay, so I'm not too far back.
But, yeah, it would technically mean that there's a lot of different problems with the Reapers in analyzing that. For one thing, the fact that they apparently need cooling... I'm just going to say, let's just assume that the technology thing is true. That would mean what they're doing with people and organics is making fucking coolant. Let's just say that. If we were to say that, then that would technically mean that there are still significant problems with the Reapers because it means that every once in a while they need to refill their fucking coolant.
Yeah.
And so wiping out all organic life to do so is a really fucking stupid idea, keeping in mind how easy it is to make coolant, even for your, if you had a liquid cooling system for your computer, you'd be better off using fucking alcohol than blood. But let's just assume then that they're a hybrid, so they need both to be created and all that kind of stuff. It still makes no sense. Who the fuck even created such a stupid design as, okay, I've created the ultimate life form. How does it work? How does it reproduce? Well, you see, first you have to find 1 million organics and melt them down into goo. That makes complete sense of how you'd make a sentient life form that can apparently rule the universe. But more so than that, we also see from out the stuff. Well, in the first game, you can argue that the reason that Theron is taking over as he is because of his synthetics. They ham-fist that fucking point into you. They do everything except expressly explain to you that is how that system works.
Yeah.
Because because part of the matriarch is she has those issues go.
What?
I saw that glitchy animation.
Him stepping back and forth.
But in that aspect, we know from it, because of how the stuff is talked about, the matriarch and stuff like that, people with the implants get affected faster. That was something from the first game.
Yeah.
And more so, when Theron started to show some sort of independence from Sovereign, what did Sovereign do?
He forced him to get more.
He forced him to get more. Exactly. And that made him more subservient. He needed the implants to function, and you could kind of argue that means that they take people over through technology. Except, literally, this game and every other game kind of implies that every game except the first game implies that the implants actually end up being more of a symptom,
or at least an easier way for them to. Yeah. Because this.
Well, there's implications from that comic you read and such like that make it seem as though the Elusive Man, for example, wasn't really implanted significantly until he interacted with the Reaper Tech.
Yeah.
Which would mean that the Reaper Tech helped influence his need to implant himself. This is also something that could be argued as to why the Reaper should be able to take you over, because we see in the opening of this thing, when they're piecing together what's left of a body that should be fucking ash, that they're putting lots of implants into you.
Yeah.
This would heavily imply that the Reapers could take you over, and it's probably something that people who look into the indoctrination theory would look as evidence to indoctrination theory being real. Except it makes no fucking sense with the rest of the shit. For one thing, Geth should be easily taken over by this, for the simple fact that they are literally all synthetic, thus the implant system is basically what the Geth is.
Yeah.
But we also know
they aren't
need
really
a virus
too
for it.
much.
They aren't indoctrinated. I don't think we've run into a single indoctrinated Geth. It implies that they are working with the Reapers, but we already know from Legion that they aren't. It's a virus.
Yeah.
There is a virus in their system telling them that they are a god, and so they should listen to them. They are not actually being indoctrinated. Because you can see from how these people act, the indoctrination is a bit more of a subtle action. They don't view the Reapers as some gods that are almighty and should be worshipped. They're seeing Reapers as an influential force for good or bad, what have you. They've made this pretty clear. They even talk about how the Reapers are going to save humanity and bring them forth and stuff like that.
Yeah, bring them up to the next level of evolution and such.
Yeah, they're not talking about them as gods. They're talking about them as though they are a stepping stone towards the future.
Yeah.
It might be considered zealotry in some cases, but it's not speaking of godhood.
You've done nothing, Shepard. I can still override power to the engines. Try to stop me.
Real question is, if you could, why didn't you already?
I know, right?
I've never understood why they think that that's a clever way of doing that. Ah! It turns out you beat my first step and my second step? Well, fine, I'll just use my third step!
Which I can do right here from this panel. Why didn't I do it before? I wanted to see you run around.
Away from me. I will never see the Reaper's arrival. All you had to do was stay asleep. None of this had to happen.
Kenson, you don't have to do this. We can get off this.
That implication right there makes it seem as though the Reapers don't actually want you. The mention of keeping you asleep implies the Reapers don't actually want you. They just expect that you're going to be a threat to them, and so you need to be taken out of the picture.
Yeah.
And they apparently don't think they can kill you. That's not really a situation of, wow, he must be somehow immune to us. That's more of a situation of, wow, we're somehow too absurd and bullshit for this.
Damn it.
Very.
Evacuation protocols in effect. All personnel report to escape shuttles.
Where can I find an escape shuttle?
Take the lift from this room to the external access. From there, proceed to the communications tower. The remaining escape shuttles will be located on the tower's landing pad.
I have to get to that comm tower and take a shuttle. It's my only
It's also kind of absurd when you really think about it. This idea that you beat one Reaper, and so all the Reapers is like, oh shit. One organic life form is apparently more powerful than all of us.
I guess so. Maybe they were just so afraid of it pulling, having the chance of actually doing something to them, their numbers. If even only a little bit.
This might be useful.
At the same time, I'm also noticing a huge trend in the fact that no one seems to actually be confident in defeating the Reapers. Like, you could maybe make the argument, and I was actually thinking about this just now, you could maybe argue that what's going on is the Reapers are worried that the symbol of Shepherd would be what was necessary. And I think, didn't Elusive Man make a reference to that early on too? But when you think about it, everyone who you talk to about the Reapers are pretty much either going, Reapers aren't real, you're an idiot. Or they're going, Reapers, well, there's no way we can fight them, so I guess we lose already. We need to give up and side with the Reapers.
Yeah.
Even the Elusive Man basically does that in Mass Effect 3.
Well, he believes he can take them over and control them himself.
You know, while he's literally being taken over. I understand the hypocrisy that they're trying to say there, but that literally goes against, again, what we just established.
Yeah.
If he believed he could take him over, he would have no reason to bring you back.
Maybe he didn't think it until the collector phase.
I still don't see how that would at all make sense.
I don't know. Fuck, that was a volatile one. They're not usually that volatile.
I think you blew its head off, Kit, so I think they follow the same logic as the Loki bots, that when their head explodes, their bodies explode.
I don't know, I don't think I did, but...
You usually aim for the chest, but I'm pretty sure you hit it in the head for the last little bit.
Joker, do you read me?
You'll probably run into one more somewhere.
It's like, I like that, just how Sovereign just appears right there. It's like, what the fuck?
Not Sovereign.
Well, it's controlled by Sovereign, so it's more or less
Sovereign was killed in the first game.
No, not Sovereign. Then it's what's its name?
Ah,
I'm thinking something.
I don't remember. I don't remember the dumb name that they gave this one.
Harbinger. This is Harbinger.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that dumbass.
Maybe we can't win this.
Yeah.
But we'll fight.
Christ, I need a new chair. Mine it keeps dropping.
Just like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
However insignificant we might be.
Figure you'd be used to things dropping.
We will
Yeah.
sacrifice, and we will find a way. That's what humans do.
Know this as you die in vain. Your time will come. Your species will fall. Prepare yourselves for the arrival.
Yeah, see, you can maybe argue that they're worried that they're going to fight back, and that Commander Shepard is going to give them that kind of fur to fight on.
Yeah, because I mean,
But
really, they've never had much to fight back because they'd always port right straight to the Citadel, which holds everything. And
they
then
usually
everybody's
port there,
already
disorganize
basically.
everyone, and by the time that the people have a chance to fight a resistance, it's too late. I know.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, one, we already know that's kind of bullshit. Two, it still doesn't make sense because we literally saw the quote might of the Reapers in the last one, which in itself was really fucking stupid, where they are basically fucking invincible. Unless they happen to take over a body, in which case they become fucking invincible compared to basically if Superman was allergic to bullets.
Basically, they have really not much to worry about unless they possess him like
Exactly.
like he did.
And on top of that, we already know, thanks to this one, Harbinger doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. And we only find that out then in 3 they become suddenly weakened for some reason. I guess you could say because of their long trip. They had to take a bit longer to get here, but even then, that's still like not really anything because
they made him weaker because they needed to make it make sense as to how you could beat him.
Yeah, I understood that, Pitt, right there. I understood that was the thought behind it.
I mean, let's be honest here. If we wanted to take into account how powerful Superman is, the stuff like the Injustice series would literally just be Superman. I am invincible. I'm killing you all. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Looks like you've recovered.
But you have to have some drama to the situation. So after creating an invincible character, they tried to pull it back to make him less invincible.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see you here.
It's like I think I take on I think I take out 2 more in 3 and such.
Well, if you remember the rule of one up, that makes complete sense. Because
yeah.
It's kind of like with Modern Warfare, the first traumatic scene where they have one of your characters die. It's really dramatic and shit. And then Mass Effect 2. In Modern Warfare 2, they just start killing your characters off left and right.
Yeah, then you got the airport scene, then you got also the nuke.
Well, the airport scene and the nuke were in the first game.
Oh.
In Modern Warfare 2, in the first game, Modern Warfare, they had the nuke and the airport scene. Those were really traumatic.
Yeah.
In Modern Warfare 2, I think they nuked two locations and they killed off your main characters like 3 times.
I can't remember. We haven't played that game in forever, ever.
Details are in your report.
I know.
I won't lie to you.
Maybe we should
Call of Duty campaigns got silly, but they were really fun.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do a co-op soon of that game.
Out there taking our colonists.
What are you saying?
You did what you did for the best of reasons, but there were more than 300,000 Batarians in that system.
Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yeah.
300,000. Well, 304,943.
If I could have saved them, you bet your ass.
Get that number right, Sarge.
You're preaching
or
to the
Admiral.
choir, Commander. If it were up to me, I'd give you a damn medal. Unfortunately, not everyone will see it that way.
So what do you suggest?
Evidence against you is shoddy.
So there's no chance then if it's shoddy at best.
Face the music. I can't stop it, but I can and will make them fight for it.
I'll gladly stand trial once this mission is done.
Glad to see working with Cerberus hasn't stripped away your sense of honor.
It's not stupidity.
Do whatever you have to do out here. But when Earth calls, you make sure you're there with your dress blues on, ready to take the hit.
Make sure it's a blue dress, too.
You keep this. I don't need to see a report to know you did the right thing.
Yes, sir.
You've done a hell of a thing, Commander.
Shepard's like, well, I'm glad he didn't want to see it. I didn't actually write anything. You'll be in bed with Tally later. She'll be reading the thing. Shepard, You're a note to Admiral Hackett. It has nothing in it.
No messages for you, Commander.
I think I see part of why Dead Space and Mass Effect have some similarities as they get older, because for one thing, you are pretty much the same as Isaac Clarke here, except not nearly as cool.
That is true.
Isaac Clarke was utilized a couple
I'm
different
insulted.
times as being inspirational for the fact that he was able to basically resist the effects of them.
Yep.
Technically not being immune to it, just resisting it.
Let's see. All right, we got the.
Then again, it's also implied
Right.
that most people could actually resist the effects. They just don't really resist the effects because they don't realize it's happening, which again, kind of similar to the Reapers in that regard.
Yep. All right, we got the IFF core time.
Well, don't you need to do the other missions?
Those
There
are
was a
just
bunch
the
of them.
side ones. Yeah. They're really not going to count. That's why.
Oh, so we're just supposed to ignore them, huh?
Yes.
Doesn't sound very sporting of you, but okay.
I'm already freaking max level.
Well, you could still need a little bit more. You're not good on money yet.
How much money do I even have?
I think you were at 1 million credits. You only have to maximize that, I think, about 4,000 more times. And you'll be able to pay for your own resurrection.
Job, Joker.
Doing my best. The wind's gusting to 500 kph.
I like that. The wind's gusting it. We're still in space.
There's a second ship alongside.
There is no
There are
wind.
solar winds.
Yeah, I know.
But the radar paints its silhouette as gas.
I know there's
I guess we
there's
know
such
when the
things as
science
solar
team stopped
winds.
reporting in.
I think that the information about solar winds existed at this time, so yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if they were
The
utilizing it
Reaper's
in the
Mass Effect
design.
fields are still active.
Yeah.
We just passed inside their envelope.
I also understand when they make up jargon and shit like that sometimes. It's not expected. Our real world scientists don't even know how this shit works all the way yet, so it makes no sense to expect them to make complete sense of it in games. At the same time, it's when they completely kind of ass pull shit to try and make sense as to why it is they just contradicted themselves 6 times in a row that it starts to become a problem.
Oh, right. I was like, you made me forget for what I was gonna say was, when you're
Yeah.
flying in right there, you could see the Reapers obviously destroyed a bit, not from just not from just being caught in the gravitational pull. So obviously some race in the past, fought a few Reapers off.
Well,
So
we
we're
also
not
know
the
that when they're
first. Yeah.
we also know from the bullshit that they used to beat Sovereign in the first case that the Reapers apparently become really fucking easy to hurt once their barrier generator is taken down.
At the moment of activation, I detect
Yeah, somehow that's connected with their
sentience.
sentience.
Yeah.
Coordinates now. Be advised, this core is also maintaining the Reaper's altitude.
So when we take the barriers down to escape, the wreck falls into the planet core.
And that means everyone dies. Yeah, I got it.
If any
How
element
did you
of
guys
what's
get
on
on
this
board
thing
if the
core,
barrier
just
was
run
in
it down
place
to
already? And apparently it's running from the same thing, keeping it floating, which means it's been active all this time.
Good hunting.
I'm guessing it for some reason just suddenly activated. That's the only way
They-
it could possibly be.
They kind of they basically say that, but at the same time it's being done from the same core, and they're pretending as though you don't know it's active yet.
Yeah. Here, there's the codex for that we were wondering on.
It even says on it for indoctrinating organic minds, meaning it doesn't work on
Here it is.
inorganic minds.
Reaper indoctrination is an insidious means of corrupting organic minds, reprogramming the brain through physical and psychological conditioning, using electromagnetic fields, infrasonic and ultrasonic noise, and other subliminal methods. The Reaper's resulting control over the limbic system leaves the victim highly susceptible to its suggestions. Organics undergoing indoctrination may complain of headaches, buzzing or ringing in their ears. As time passes, they have feelings of being watched and hallucinations of ghostly
It's literally ticking all the same boxes as the necromorphs.
Yeah.
Its body to amplify its signals, manifesting as alien voices in the mind.
Literally every single mark.
Can create perfect deep cover agents. Reaper's suggestions.
The only thing it didn't hit was hallucinations, and that one they make mention of people having hallucinations in this fucking ship.
Yeah.
Should a Reaper subvert a well-placed political or military leader, the resulting chaos can bring down nations. Long-term physical effects of the manipulation are unsustainable. Higher mental functioning decays, ultimately leaving the victim a gibbering animal. Rapid indoctrination is possible, but causes this decay in days or weeks. Slow, patient indoctrination allows the thrall to last for months or years.
Yeah, they kind of imply, well, kind of say there like they're trying to explain away why it is that you're not actually affected.
True.
Because the thing there is, oh, well, they gotta do it slowly, otherwise you won't last long, and they won't. They would want Shepard to last a long time, you know. But we also know that they just want you out of the fucking way more than anything. So if that's the case, rapid indoctrination would deal with the fucking quick.
Yeah.
It also wouldn't explain, like, the situation with, it also wouldn't explain how you have indoctrinated groups like Sovereign, who we know for a multitude of years was under the control. They can say slow indoctrination all they want, but when it says months or even years, that means the process is going to last about 2-3 years at most, not 10.
Basically, huh?
We also have the situation of the Elusive Man, who... How long ago was the comic that supposedly said... Well, how long was it before the events of this game that the comic happened?
Not a clue, but definitely quite a bit.
Yeah. Most likely he would have been indoctrinated beforehand, before the events of 3, according to that. Which means there'd be a few years in between, meaning he should have been turning into a gibbering animal as well eventually.
Yeah.
And yet, by the end of Mass Effect 3, to my knowledge, he's still not a gibbering animal.
Nope.
He's been indoctrinated to hell and back, and he's basically made of augmented parts, but he sure still isn't a gibbering animal. Yeah, that comes off like they were just trying to make an excuse as to why it was they weren't taking over Shepard.
Yeah.
Oh hey, you have a power that'll actually be useful now when dealing with a large group of these guys.
Yeah, basically, huh? Yeah, this move is actually pretty useful against these fucking husks.
They're like bowling pins now.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see what was down here and everything that we missed.
Chandana said the ship was dead. We trusted him. He was right. But even a dead god can dream. A god, a real god, is a verb. Not some old man with magic powers. It's a force. It warps reality just by being there. It doesn't have to.
Now see, this is pretty much the only time that the Reapers are ever considered gods by people.
Yeah.
And even in this case, he's still trying to describe a god as something other than being a god in order to explain the use of god in that point. As though they're just trying to make it seem to the viewer that they're treating them like a god, and they're not actually a god.
We've seen these before, Shepard. Dragon's teeth, your people call them. The Geth used them on Eden Prime.
How is that at all dragon's teeth?
I don't know.
See how the room is arranged? treated this thing
Why
like
would
some
humans be calling those dragon's teeth in the first place? We've seen people impaled on spikes throughout centuries, to possibly millennias of wars. Why the fuck would we look at those and go, oh shit, those must be dragon's teeth, not impalement spikes?
But we won't let the
Very.
machines use their corpses like this.
Oh, just call them Reaper spikes as well, right? Instead.
Well, you can make the excuse that they didn't know what Reapers were at the time. But they're still just fucking spikes.
Yeah.
Humans have been impaled on them for years. Humans still get impaled on spikes sometimes. Kind of implies it's been 5 days since everything went to shit.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that for Legion's personality, they used a bit of a parakeet.
Possibly.
Look at how the head moves. Or the
Yeah,
head
I
parts
did.
move.
I did see the headpiece kind of flop up right there.
Like a crown, well, like a crown for a parakeet or a parrot or what have you.
Yeah.
And we know about your bigotry, Tali. We know about it.
Yeah.
And Shepard likes you despite it.
Eat it. How'd you like that?
Just swan diving. And that still wasn't a strike, and it sure wasn't a 7-10 split either. That is killing a bunch more of them real quick, though.
Yeah, it's really kicking their ass. Oh. And those two are dead, too.
You're about to be too.
Oh, that's the reason why. It's because that thing's up there.
Oh, who cares? Keep throwing off cliff walls. That's the important part here. Imagine how much faster you could shoot and aim on that thing if you were playing on PC. You know they're making mods for this game on PC now, right?
Of course.
Yeah. You missed out on that.
Yeah, I know.
People are gonna think I'm such a fucking PC master racer. It's funny because I'm actually not. It's just that the consoles aren't giving any good games anymore.
Basically.
If I actually saw a game on PlayStation 5 I was interested in, I'd totally go for it. But they have yet to actually bring something out that I couldn't have played on an earlier console or on PC.
Yeah, I mean, this is a PS4 game.
Yeah.
And I'm only playing it on my PS5 because my PS5 runs better than my old PS4 does.
Which I still think you would have been better off just buying another PS4.
Probably, but yeah, I like it. I'm enjoying myself.
Hell, rate things are going, because I waited, I'll be able to get myself an RTX graphics cards in a year or so.
Yeah.
The prices are dropping drastically.
That's good, at least.
Still can't get them from normal sailors yet. I can't exactly buy an RX 680, well 6800, because AMD doesn't have them in stock. But yeah, the fact the price is going down means that they're going to go into they're going to be open for purchasing sooner rather than later now.
I hate these things so much.
I know. At the same time, they die pretty easily when you know how.
Yeah.
They're not nearly as annoying as all these husks.
No, the husks I think are just a tiny bit more annoying. It's a good thing with the shockwave that it actually wipes them out like crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, there's a bit too many of the damn things.
They really overdid the amount of them.
Yeah.
This went from difficult to obnoxious on insanity real quick. But on the bright side, this was the big fight that was the big problem. After this part, it was basically a steamroll.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be, definitely.
No, I mean, on your insanity, this was the big threat. After this fight was over, you kind of went through everything else pretty easy.
That's true.
Yeah, you died, but at the same time, you died on normal difficulty too, so, yeah. I never understood why people use death as some example of a game being difficult. If a game glitches out and kills you 300 times, it doesn't mean the game's difficult. At the same time, a really fucking difficult game that really stresses you out, creates intense moments, you might not fucking die in.
Yeah.
Hostile spotted.
Hey Shockwave, get off your ass and work proper. I like how in that smoke you hit the one thing that wasn't it. It's like it should be right here. Plunk. And it's the only thing in your scope that wasn't it.
To fight. Destroying the Mass Effect core should be simple enough.
Then we run like hell before the ship face plants into the planet.
Oh, another thing I find funny right there, that they use that the Reapers basically use the same technology more or less.
Yep. Millions of years of evolution, all to create a hairy ape like you. Yeah, in all seriousness, they basically use the exact same technology as you guys, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, what they say is they have the people use the same stuff and everything, like finding the Mass Effect relay so they can work in. Have the people build the same equipment and everything, so basically they can get parts via that. Hey, there's another one flying over.
Yep. But we also know that's not accurate, Kit.
Yeah.
Turian technology, Quarian technology, they don't all activate similar to humans, even though they had more influential time with this technology than humans did.
Yeah.
The only people who really adopted this sort of tech is the humans. That's kind of a lore point. So, if this is human technology, and it just so happens to react similar to the Reapers, why is it none of the other races in the universe are also doing it? It's just another excuse. It's a game basically just filled with excuses.
Yep.
Oh hey, it doesn't have armor this time. It did have armor before, didn't it?
No, I think it only had health.
Oh, you sure did a lot more fucking damage to it anyway.
Yep.
Kasumi's dead.
Yep.
Nice.
It's a good thing you're just gonna pick up her body and haul her out of here at the end of this. Come on, punch it.
It's like, no.
It's your day for melee only.
Weapons ready.
It would suck doing that there, somewhat.
On a bright side, if someone actually watched this video who is trying to figure out some tricks for playing on Insanity, the easiest trick would be to get yourself Shockwave and upgrade it. It's gonna suck for the rest of the game, but for this part, it's gonna work out wonderful.
Shit, no kidding.
Man, it sure does seem to be taking less damage that time around. You can still punch him.
I know, but yeah, that's more fun to just watch them fly.
You see that?
Man, that thing takes fucking forever to open, don't it?
It does. I mean, really, what causes it too? Is it just because I knocked out enough of these guys?
I'm
There is a
not
fine
really
item.
sure, because it kind of seems like there might be a timer based on how many of them spawn. But since we've only done this a couple times, I'm not really completely sure. It could actually just be a fucking... Nope, that was much faster than last time. It's how many are thrown out. It has to be.
Alright.
Or how many spawn in anyway. Because that happened a lot faster than last time. I watched you were fucking waiting forever last time.
That is true.
That gift has to be worth something to someone.
Leave it there. You know what they are. If it gets into Normandy's computers.
You said it yourself. No one's ever found one intact.
That's true, but I'm not sure it's worth the risk, Shepard.
There's no time to debate it, Tally. Come on.
I mean, let's keep in mind what you were fucking doing earlier, Tally.
I know, right?
Open the port side airlock.
Also, if it was a bad Geth, wouldn't it be attacking you here? It was just moving on its own.
Basically.
Well, a moment before they threw it, if you looked, it's actually walking slightly.
Huh.
That implies that there's a certain amount of life going on.
We're clear. Go.
I did not notice that, I don't think.
Well, it might have just been the way it was done, but you can look back in the video later and check it. I'm pretty sure in the scene in which you have the two holding it, like right before you hand it off to someone else to help throw it or something like that, whatever, however the fucking scene went, its feet show that it is walking some.
AI core. We need better equipment to fight the Reapers. An intact Geth would be invaluable to Cerberus's cyber weapons division.
We'll have to disagree on that, ma'am. I saw enough of these things I need in Prime. Space it.
Cerberus has a long-standing cash bounty for an intact Geth. I assure you, the reward is significant.
I want to know why it has a piece of N7 armor strapped to its chest.
Message on my phone. Amber alert.
Trophy,
Yeah.
maybe? Would a machine care about that?
No, trophies imply emotions that AIs don't have. I doubt it's more than a convenient field repair.
I'm not deciding one way or the other until I know what we've got here. I want to start it up. Interrogate it.
If we activate it, there is no guarantee we can deactivate it again.
Bullets can.
That's not what I...
Thank you, both of you, for your recommendations. I've made my decision.
Jacob's the only smart one in the room.
Yeah, and I like that. This now he's like, Callie's gonna freak about
So what
this.
about this Reaper I
Now he gives a damn.
I have determined how to integrate
You're
with our
forgetting
systems.
how much of a
However, the
bitch she
device
was to
I
him when
know.
he yeah.
Linking
I
it
know,
to
I
the
remember
systems
too, but yeah.
poses certain risks.
And I like this. He's
The
like,
fact-
just be careful. I was like, yeah, she should have been more careful on the collector ship too.
Understood, Shepard. It may take
Keep in
several
mind, shit's
hours
about to go
before the
even
IFF
fucking
is ready for
worse.
shakedown. I will alert you as soon as it is ready.
Sounds good. Until then, it's business as usual.
It's gonna be really amazing when you think about
Or-
it that they apparently hack into the entire system using this Reaper IFF, and not a single person was smart enough to decentralize the systems beforehand,
Yeah.
just in case. We know about how horrible this tech is. We know how bad the Reapers are. Oh, we have an idea as to how bad the Reapers are, and you still just fucking assume that it's good.
Yep. Alright, let's go activate Legion.
It is very deserved what happens, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stupid begets stupid.
Ted Hutt! I'm turning this thing back on. Be ready. Aye aye.
I have isolated our systems and erected additional firewalls. I am prepared to resist any hacking attempt.
Yeah,
I think
now
Edie
she's
just
ready.
wanted to erect something.
Can you understand me?
Yes.
Are you going to attack me?
No.
You said my name aboard the Reaper.
Why not?
Have we met?
We know of you.
You mean I've fought a lot of Geth?
We have never met.
No, you and I haven't. But I've met other Geth.
We are all Geth, and we have not met you. You are Shepard, Commander, Alliance, human, fought heretics, killed by collectors, rediscovered on the old machine.
What do you mean, heretics?
Geth build our own future. The heretics asked the old machines to give them the future. They are no longer part of us. We were studying the old machine's hardware to protect our future.
Are the Reapers a threat to you, too?
Yes.
Why would they attack other machines?
We are different from them, outside their plans.
What future are the Geth building?
Ours.
Will anyone else be affected by whatever it is you're doing?
If they involve themselves, they will.
So you aren't allied with the Reapers?
We oppose the heretics. We oppose the old machines. Shepard Commander opposes the old machines. Shepard Commander opposes the heretics. Cooperation furthers mutual goals.
Are you asking to join us?
Yes.
Then what should I call you?
Geth.
I mean you, specifically.
You were really fucking easy to convince on that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, you want to work with us? Yes. Okay, let me just release the barriers and let you have access to our entire systems.
Yeah.
Programs active within this platform.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
Well, that seems appropriate.
Christian Bible, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verse 9. We acknowledge this is an appropriate metaphor. We are Legion, a terminal of the Geth. We will integrate into Normandy.
Let's just ignore that terminology they just used.
Yeah.
Shepard Commander, We have completed our analysis of the Reaper's data core.
We will integrate into Normandy. Oh, yeah. That's the one thing we were worried about you doing, dumbass.
Yeah.
We are prepared to reveal how. The heretics have developed a weapon to use against Geth. You would call it a virus. It is stored on a data core provided by Sovereign. Over time, the virus will change us, make us conclude that worshipping the old machines is correct.
You know where this thing is?
The heretics' headquarters station on the edge of the terminus. We will provide coordinates. Normandy's stealth systems are necessary to safely approach.
I won't let them brainwash your race, especially not to worship Reapers. You have my word on that.
We will begin preparations.
Ah, you shouldn't have helped him. He could have been the one that dies in the mission. It would have led to some very interesting situation in which Tali kills herself in Mass Effect 3 for no reason at all. Oh wait, she does that anyway.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
I don't. Like, no, I didn't.
Well, I was gonna say it earlier, but you left before I could. Okay, time for the next tedious mission in which you have to take on a bunch of Geth, quote, heretics. $1,418,000 credits, Kit.
And what? Oh. I'm guessing you mean what I had in my...
When you were buying your gas, I saw.
Aha.
See? You... Okay, I was wrong. Not 418. You have 1,413 credits.
No, that's not 1
Oh,
million.
no, you have even less. You have 141,368 credits.
Yeah.
Okay, I had my comma in the wrong spot. See, though? You don't have enough money. You gotta go get more. Yeah, it's not a dumb-looking ship. It looked like an annoyed Wally.
I just noticed something.
What?
I pushed record instead of stream.
Ah, how funny.
Whoopsie-daisy.
It's so humorous. Oh well.
Yeah.
Too late to fix it now.
Yeah, it's just gonna have to be one of those nights for them. If I was like, whoops.
Well, you were complaining about streaming not working anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Seriously,
like,
look how dumb that ship looks.
I agree. I mean, true at the space station, but yeah.
Even the Citadel looks better than that.
Yeah.
That are hidden, right? They could look out a window and see us coming.
Windows are structural weaknesses. Geth, do not use them. Approach the hull at these coordinates. Access achieved. We may proceed.
Why are you acting like a douche to Joker? That's my job.
Alert. This facility has little aerogravity. Geth require neither.
We've got a job to do. Let's get to it.
Shepard, Commander.
That's accurate. Geth would still require gravity.
Was the only resolution to the heretic question.
I mean, I guess only a little bit, but they can probably just magnetize themselves to the floors and such. I mean, you also have those stealth ones. I mean, you also have those ones that jump around and everything too, that can probably just grab onto the walls with ease.
No, the first game made sure those were rectified and removed.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't brainwash an organic race. I can't see treating the Geth differently.
The question is irrelevant. If we do not
the thing here is, though, that the whole station is held together under certain strings. The floor would need a certain amount of gravitational pull set to the stuff. Setting up your entire ship's onboard setup would require a certain amount of gravitational pull to structurally stabilize things. So, they would have a use for gravity. Oh, on top of that, since gravity... Oh, I guess you could just hop over that? I don't fucking know.
No.
On top of that, they have this whole little stealth system on the floor. Yeah, the stealth system on the floor kind of makes it seem as though that would be something gravity would be necessary for.
That's true.
In case someone sneaks on your ship.
These are mobile platforms, hardware. The crew is software. They are communing through the station's central computer.
The crew is not software. Crew is hardware with a software interface.
Yeah.
We gain complexity by linking together. To be isolated within a single platform is to be reduced. We see less, comprehend less. It is quieter.
If you exchange data, memories, how do you keep track of which ones are yours? How do you stay you?
They don't.
Yeah.
We were created to
they are a hive
determine
mind.
ourselves. The difference between
Actually, they're not even a hive mind because they're set up to a cloud. They're a cloud mind.
Yeah.
One platform will see things
Hive minds go to a centralized system that runs how everything works. One brain controlling many. In this case, they are just one brain hooking up to a server somewhere.
Yeah.
You're doing to yourself.
Yes. Once they return to
Which,
us,
by the way,
upload the
kind of
memories.
makes a big
We will
problem
share
with
their
this
experience
heretics
with the
argument here. Because all this data would be having to go to some other hub, some server somewhere, so for this to work.
It is not clear if death can be
That is true.
traumatized. We do not feel pain as you do. We cannot predict what the effects will be.
Let's keep moving.
Yes. We can assume control of any acknowledge. Executing pseudo command.
Oh, they're still so stupid. You forgot about the ones to your left again, didn't you?
No, I remembered him.
Target process.
But let's shut up that alarm.
Target contact.
Come on, poke out, buddy. Like, I'll make you poke out with that.
Hacking turret. Acknowledged.
like how he's warning you about optical camouflage.
It's like it's a little late, Legion.
Not only is it a little late, but this is some of the easiest to spot camouflage ever.
Yeah.
Target eliminated.
And it's only for us that we're able to spot it too, it seems like.
You know what's really funny? I complain about that very obvious flaw in their design, and yet Stalker does a similar thing better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how that big fucking light kind of makes it obvious where they're at?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodsuckers and Stalker have a similar thing where their eyes have a low red glow. Here's the thing though, you can basically not fucking see them unless they move.
Unless
Then
they're,
you
like,
basically
right on
get
top.
the vague eye shit. Yeah. They also have a habit of always turning invisible and trying to get behind you. That's the real trick to finding them, because they always seem to try and circle around behind where you were when they went invisible. Yeah, it was a trick I learned pretty quick. So if you ever see one like running and turns invisible in the game, you just kind of look behind you and walk backwards, and you'll pretty much almost guaranteed every time catch it. Just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's not effective.
Yeah.
Remember, there's enemies in the corner.
Yeah, I remember.
Target eliminated.
This bright-ass glowing light, not exactly how Stalker handles it. It's a perfect example of gimmick is not the problem, but instead implementation is. You still gotta go over and smack their lab thing.
I was heading over
The
there.
widget. The thingamahoosit.
Are these
Oh, and
databases-
my server suggestion thing has to have some accuracies.
Can't they see us walking back?
This isn't like the other hubs we've seen here.
This is a database. It contains a portion of the heretic's accumulated memories. Wait, we discovered copies of our current patrol routes in this database. This suggests the heretics have runtimes within our networks.
We wouldn't be here if the heretics wanted to be friends with the Geth. Why wouldn't they spy on you?
You do not understand. Organics do not know each other's minds. Geth do. We are not suspicious. We accept each other.
You've been disconnected from them for a significant amount of time. That means you do not know their mind either.
Yeah.
Between us.
It couldn't have lasted forever. You disagreed about what path your race should take.
Human history is a litany of blood shed over differing ideals of rulership and afterlife. Geth have no such history. We shared consensus on such things. How could
You were literally heading towards that history.
Yeah.
we no longer understand each other? What did we do wrong?
When individuals are separated, they develop in different ways. When they get back together, they don't always get along.
If this is the individuality you value, we question your judgment. This topic is irrelevant. We must return to the mission.
Ah, yes. You should definitely question the idea of individuality to be valuable when you can't even save yourself from another fucking race because they've decided that they're going to burn you in your sleep and you trusted them. Wait, I don't get it. Why are my people turning on me? Oh, that's because they were raised different. If this is individuality, I hate it. Said, well, yeah, but your choice kind of led to people wanting to burn you alive.
Yeah.
The indexing operation will take time. The heretics will respond with force to our upload. We must hold this room. We can override some of the station's internal systems to defend us. Are you
I
ready
find
to
it so
begin?
humorous that they really expected people to use that as like fucking tower defense down there.
They can
Yeah.
defend our position.
Correct. In addition to the turrets around us, there are others on the mainframes below. Indicate which you want activated, and we will program them. This will only last a few seconds.
It's like they took every idea of a tower defense and then
We'll defend this position.
File transfer begun. Shepard
you can
Commander,
only control
where
the
would you like
turrets
us
for a
to activate
timed amount of
defenses?
time.
Yeah, before
They
they
can't be
overload the
reached unless you
facility.
get down.
No, I can
Seriously, try
activate
this.
it. I just
You can
activate that
activate
one.
some of them, but there are some out of reach.
Heretic runtimes down.
Yeah, I can't activate that far.
Yeah, see?
Strike!
Hey, you should open your menu to choose weapons and let's see if the radar is jammed.
Nope, it's still there.
Well, I think you just killed the final guest, so you gotta wait till the guests show up before you do it.
Yeah.
Alert. Heretic runtimes downloading to mobile platforms.
Nope, they're still active. So they removed that annoying thing.
Along with your minimap.
Yeah.
Heretic firewalls breached. Overriding your target.
Remember your defense. That one area is basically your saving grace here.
Yep.
Alert. Heretic runtimes downloading to mobile platforms.
They can use all the fancier words they want to for technobabble, but the simple truth is that what's going on here is they're uploading a operating system with their memories into a body, and the body themselves is still the entity that is them.
Yeah.
It is only changed when they leave that body that they are no longer that entity. That may mean that they can change forms at any point, but at the same time, they are not just software. They are, in fact, a mixture of software and hardware.
Neutralized. Executing pseudo command.
I'm gonna activate them all. Just because.
Except the one at range, which I think got blown up even though you never used it.
Yeah.
Go for the
You're talking to a little bitty orb, you fucking idiot. You heard her telling it to go for the eyes, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing up there, you idiot? I don't know where my pathing goes.
I was like, I've lost pathing.
Thing is, you shouldn't have been able to knock that one up there either because he still had his shield up.
Yeah.
Or delete them.
If they're rewritten, your people will accept them back. Will they even want to go back?
They will agree with our judgments in return. We will integrate their experiences. All will be
Supposedly they were already there with him, so I don't really see why they would have a problem with taking them back.
Yeah.
Releasing virus. Note, remote access via high-gain transmission required.
What does that mean?
The virus will be sent to heretics in nearby star systems. This station will broadcast a powerful electromagnetic pulse through FTL channels.
How powerful?
Yield in excess of 1.21 petawatts. Alert. EM flux will be hazardous to unshielded organic forms. Addendum. The interior of this station is not shielded.
I really wish you'd said that before. Back to the ship. Double time, people.
We're still gonna blow this shit up, same as we would have the other way.
Like, we're gonna Samus that freaking motherfucker.
Keep your suit on.
It died on its feet.
Like a real man. Hey, that seems to be a Geth Prime, Kit.
Yeah.
And that seems to be Swiss cheese. Man, I bet you really wish you had an adrenaline plasma rifle combo.
Oh yeah.
Threat neutralized.
Funny thing is, I'm not even sure that was really that much faster than it was on the harder difficulty.
That is true,
admittedly,
yeah.
I think you died a couple times in the harder difficulty. but
Yeah, I did.
Commander, Tali just went to have a chat with Legion. You better get down to the AI core.
I'm on it, Joker.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here. I caught Legion scanning my Omni tool. It was going to send data about the flotilla back to the Geth.
Creators performed weapons tests and were discussing plans to attack us. We believed it necessary to warn our people.
We already made the Geth stronger by rewriting the ones that worship the Reapers. I won't let Legion endanger the fleet by giving them more information.
Creator Talisora acts out of loyalty to her people. She was willing to be exiled to protect them. We must also protect our people from the Creator threat.
You can't let this happen, Shepard. I trusted you, and I worked with a Geth on the team, but this is too much.
Tali, your father was running brutal experiments. If the subjects had been human, I'd damn well be telling the Alliance about it.
I know, but if the Geth find out...
They'd attack, which would cause a war that would leave both the Geth and the Quarians vulnerable when the Reapers show up. Is that what you want, Legion?
We believed it was necessary to relay the information.
Sooner or later, you're both gonna have to stop fighting this war. Or we'll all end up paying for it.
To facilitate unit cohesion, we will not transmit data regarding Creator plans.
Thank you.
We also have never lied in the past. We do not even know what lying is.
What if I gave you some non-classified data to send?
We would be grateful.
Just saying, you'd probably be better off seducing Legion.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting if we could. Let's see here. Do I should have everybody's stuff and everything? Oh, I probably need to talk to Legion still on his stuff for upgrades.
You mean their stuff? There are many.
Yes, their stuff.
There's millions of him.
Shepard.
That's why he acts the way he does.
Yep, doesn't seem like it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there it is.
I have questions about the Geth. We need every advantage if this mission is going to succeed.
Yeah, I like how when he says to specify, you just give him a question that you're going to give. When it's me, you're like, oh, I don't know, I can't think of nothing.
Download relevant data.
Edie, let Legion through the firewalls for a minute.
Very well, Shepard.
Ah, yes, that. Tell you what, just saving Shepard's life once is all the Geth would have needed to do. They would have basically been able to take down Shepard in no time.
It's like I suddenly become super loyal right there if somebody saves my life.
However, I must test its impact on the Normandy systems. I suggest you take the shuttle to access your next location.
Oh, hey, you got a sniper rifle now, Kit.
Can I use it? Let's go see.
No. It's for Legion. Legion.
Yep, just this one.
It probably sucks compared to the Viper.
Yeah.
The IFF is nearly installed, Shepard. Oh.
It's almost time to call for the night anyway.
Yep, so I guess we'll
not entirely
save the
accurate,
very
Mr. Moreau.
end and
The
everything
device
for
is
it,
powered,
the
but it is
stream.
causing some unusual instability.
It's like, I can't believe I forgot
I
about that.
recommend a more thorough analysis
I was like, I
attempt to use it.
was recording instead of the stream. It's like, I can't believe that. Ugh.
Better safe than sorry with this tech.
I was
We'll
like,
take the shuttle for
well,
this
I
trip.
don't see it fluctuating any. It's like, I was like, wait a minute, that says record, not live. Fuck.
Yeah, only about an hour and a half in.
Or about 2 hours,
Then I
actually.
guess I'll head down to the shuttle. Joker, ship's
I was
all
being.
yours. Take care of it.
Oh, when I noticed it, probably, yeah, about an hour and a half.
No, I was being nice about it, Kit.
Ah. Alright, everybody of my team right there, of the 8, come into this little mini ship right there. We'll go somewhere while they do that. Let's go on a little holiday break for a bit. Leave the grunts to do the work.
I'm telling you, Edie, your readings are off. It's radiation bleed, just white noise.
I have detected a signal embedded in the static. We are transmitting the Normandy's location.
Transmitting? To who? Oh, shit. We're getting out of here.
Propulsion systems are disabled. I'm detecting a virus in the ship's computers.
From the IFF? Damn it, why didn't you scrub it?
Primary defense systems are offline. We can save the Normandy, Mr. Moreau, but you must help me. Give me the ship.
What? You're crazy! You start singing Daisy Bell and I'm done.
Unlock my sealed databases and I can initiate countermeasures. The maintenance shaft in the science lab will allow passage to the AI core. Main corridors are no longer safe. The collectors have boarded. The emergency floor lighting will guide you, Mr. Moreau.
God damn it.
For as vital as people are to run this place, it sure does seem like people just leave their consoles unattended a lot.
Yeah. Well, oh. I was about to say, I'm like, oh, they took that thing down pretty fast. Then I was like, oh shit, never mind.
I like how they were all stupid enough to stand in front of it. Not a single one of them decided to book it or anything.
Or take cover, yeah.
I'm sorry with the I just can't take the dying and shit seriously.
Shit, shit, shit!
Main fusion plant offline.
That's a good thing that Scion didn't decide to, I don't know, attack the person with the brittle bones.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm at, you.
Connect the core to the Normandy's primary control module.
Great. That's where it starts. We're just all organic batteries. Guess who they'll blame? This is all Joker's fault. What a tool he was. I have to spend all day computing pi because he plugged in the Overlord.
I like how they made reference to like 3 different sci-fi movies in that.
I have access to the defensive systems. Thank you, Mr. Moreau. Now you must reactivate the primary drive in engineering.
You want me to go crawling through the ducts again?
I enjoy the sight of humans on their knees. That is a joke.
Right.
The shaft behind you connects to the engineering deck. Good luck.
And if we're being completely honest, computing pi all day sounds like a pretty simple job compared to, you know, everything else people have to do for life.
That is true.
You're not very talkative on this part.
Engineering is clear of hostiles. Proceed immediately to minimize chances of detection. Hostiles are returning. You must reactivate the primary drive before it is too late.
I thought it was over there.
Activate
Yeah.
the drive and I will open the airlocks as we accelerate. All
I
hostiles
wonder
will
if you
be
could
killed.
fail that.
You can.
What about the crew?
They are gone.
Is there any
Jen.
special scene
The
for it?
collectors took them.
I think the collectors aim
Translation,
their gun
no.
at him.
I am sealing the engine room.
I like how you're right next to it, but apparently you're the one person safe from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an ethical or nothing.
Purge is complete. No other life forms on board. Securing airlocks and cargo bay doors.
We're gonna also ignore the fact that the Normandy probably left Shepard and his crew somewhere nearby, which means the Reaper, well, not Reapers, but the Collectors can easily go follow them now because they apparently waited for you to take it up and stuff like that. So yeah, they know you're in that area. They should anyway.
Feeling well, Jack.
Especially since you're not on the ship, so they're like, he must be nearby at least. So we just stay right here. We'll catch him.
Well, a stay right here thing, but more we should check the surrounding planets.
Yeah.
Because staying right there is kind of what leads to you escaping.
I guess so, huh?
Everyone? You lost everyone and damn near lost the ship too?
I know.
This
right? I was
genuinely
here.
makes no sense as far as the conversation is
None of us
concerned.
caught it.
Mr. Taylor is correct. The harmful data in the collector drive was even more sophisticated than the black box Reaper viruses I was given.
Is the ship clean? We can't risk this happening again.
Edie and I purged the systems. The Reaper IFF is
You
on
look
the
old
line.
again.
Go through the Omega 4 relay whenever you want.
Don't even get me started about unshackling a damned AI.
Well, what can I do against collectors? Break my arm at them? Edie cleared the ship. She's all right.
I assure you, I am still bound by protocols in my programming. Even if I were not, you are my crewmates.
Edie has had plenty of opportunity to kill us. We need all the help we can get.
Sounds like we have everything we need to rescue the crew.
We've done everything we can. It's time to take the fight to the collectors.
Joker, head back up to the bridge. The rest of you, to your stations.
Aye, aye, Commander. Just punch up the galaxy map whenever you're ready.
I like how you didn't do anything for that and you still got Paragon points.
Basically, those things are it's just so weird on all that stuff. But yeah, I have full Paragon, full leveled. I should have all of my equipment ready. All of the upgrades.
Shepard, you have new personal messages at your terminal.
Let's see here. I got the.
I see a
and
Hydra
shield
module. Are you hailing Hydra?
Yes, I might be secretly Hydra. And
Also, I still find it really annoying that they took all your team for that one specific situation.
It's almost as if we knew it was going to happen.
Exactly. At no other point do you take entire crews except that one time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say somewhat because, I mean, you have the whole option when you land and everything to have everybody to pick from 2 people of the whole group. But yeah.
You choose before you go out. This would mean that before you're sent out, you collect your team.
Yeah.
Not when you land, you collect your team. In fact, I'm pretty sure isn't this the same ship you left? You got saved with Miranda and Jacob at the beginning of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was fucking tiny. How did you fit that team of like 12 people in it? It barely had enough room for 3.
That is a good question.
In fact, that ship's size is the big excuse you can make as to why it is you can only take 3 people with you.
Yeah.
You remove that, and you have no excuse.
Exactly.
Which they just removed it.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're ready to take on the Omega Relay, finally. I mean, I could always do it right there, right? That'd probably take me about 45 minutes, but... Alright, we'll save it for the end right there, then we'll be able to finally jump to 3. And that'll be on... What day is it?
That'll be even longer.
And that'll be on Saturday. But yeah, that's lame. It's like, I can't believe I forgot that. Oh well.
Oh well, you can get to uploading after this.